you think that we disagree. I mean, I guess we do disagree from the debate I saw you have with Matthew Jensen on the applicability of God's instructions for modern believers.
Right. So as I was saying earlier, like most Christians, it doesn't mean we're right just because we're in the sort of majority in here. But like most Christians, we do believe we are currently under the new covenant. Okay. We believe that Jesus came and spoke the words and fulfilled the words of the prophets regarding, for example, the famous Jeremiah 31. So when Jesus does his Sermon on the Mount in Matthew 5, we believe, or this is the way I'm teaching it currently, that Jesus begins to establish that new covenant with the people who are accepting him as the promised Messiah, the anointed one of Yahweh. So, for example, and your audience knows this very well, there are so-called six antitheses or contrasts being painted, we believe, by Jesus in Matthew 5. So after Jesus says, I did not come to abolish the law. By the way, we don't believe he came to abolish the law. Many Christians, I think.
Oh, that's great. So then you keep Sabbath?
Well, he came to fulfill the law, he says.
Which means to do it, right? Not abolish it.
Well, it means what he goes on to talk about. So those are the so-called six antitheses that he starts to teach. For example, they have to do with murder. They have to do with lust of the heart, instead of just fornication, literal fornication, marriage and divorce, the taking of vows or oaths, what I call lethal self-defense, and the loving your enemies, which sort of ends this section of the Sermon on the Mount. So if we take only the last two examples, the lethal self-defense or the enemy love issue, he seems to be, Jesus, we believe, overturning the law of Moses or the Torah when it came to killing your enemy, for example.
What do you think about what I have on screen here in light of what you're saying? Verse 43. He says here in verse 43, you have heard it's been said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say, you should love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. So you think he's quoting the law of Moses here?
The first part, yes, loving your neighbor. That was
part right here. Well, this idea right here is not in the law of Moses.
Yes,
this idea right here is in the law of Moses.
Right. So love.
What Jesus, he responds with, the antithesis that he responds with, is directly from the law of Moses. Proverbs 25 and Exodus 22.